Hi guys, two travelers here from Mexico. Mark and I have been quarantined for the last 10 days. Today we're walking to town to pay our Telcel bill. They shut off our service and we just got the service March 10th. So we got some notices on our phone. So we're going there to figure out what the heck's going on. And we thought that we would video what it's like with the quarantine situation in Mexico out on the streets to give you guys an idea, because we haven't even known what was going on for the last 10 days.
All we can do is look out our window every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. So right here actually is our favorite restaurant that we like to go to.
But this is just a takeout place.
Right. It's just a takeout right now. Because if you look down the street right here where the doors are.
This is where the actual sit-down restaurant is.
Yeah, the doors are closed.
And this place is usually packed.
It's usually really packed. So the doors are closed. There's a notice here on the wall. And this is the restaurant. And it's just closed right now due to the quarantine.
I mean, we haven't been out, but we think it's going to be like that in a lot of the different restaurants around town. Just in the little bit that we've been out, there isn't really any foot traffic on the street. Ordinarily, the street is lined with parked cars.
Yeah, look, there's no parked cars at all.
And then there's a parking garage right up here.
There's a parking garage up here that's closed right now too.
A lot of times there are like taco street vendors along here.
Yep.
They're nowhere to be seen.
All along here, there's vendors. All along the street that we just passed, there's some street vendors, but
we're witnessing for the first time, just as you are.
Yeah. So anyhow, we just wanted to share this with you, give you an idea, because I know that people are wondering what's going on in Mexico. People are saying that, you know, in Mexico they're not taking this seriously and things like that. So being out here today, we can see for sure what's going on and what's happening, and are they taking it seriously or are they not? So you'll have the first-hand news, like Mark said, just as we will today on what's going on in town. So I'm going to give you guys a look of the park that we're in right now. What is it called again, Mark?
Parque Morelos.
Yeah, okay. So just to give you an idea, okay, so we're going to be walking into town, like I said, and we're on one of our favorite little paths that we like to walk on the way to historical Morelia. And I'll give you a glimpse of what it looks like. And usually it's pretty crowded.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tree-lined path. Usually it is crowded. Usually there's people pushing around carts, selling ice creams, popsicles, stuff like that. But
chips, whatever.
Yeah.
Churros.
But as you can see, there's just hardly anyone in the park at all. And this is Sunday, so people are out. Typically walking around with their families.
Exactly.
Doing that kind of family-related activities.
Exactly. And
sometimes you see young kids making out on the benches and stuff.
And then a couple.
Yeah.
That's true. A lot of times you see them kissy face on the benches here. Okay, so now we're in historical area, and as you can see, we got a Superman over here, and there are a few people across the street I see at the park for Sunday. So no gracias. Say hi. Wave.
there's a little traffic on the street, not nearly what it usually is.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen our videos before in town, and here's a little store. And
it's closed.
that's open.
Open. April
Little restaurant.
Restaurant is still open.
This is where we got our masks the other day. Another little place that's open. And crossing the street. And look at that curb. See what I mean? Oh, on those curbs. Okay. So I'm gonna show you a picture. There's a couple of people walking our way, but other than that, the other side of the street looks completely empty. So I'll show it to you. And as you can see, the colectivos or the combis, they're still running.
But not nearly as many.
Maybe not as many, but the thing is that a lot of people in Mexico don't have vehicles. And because they don't have vehicles, that's their only source to get around to work or school or whatever.
Yeah.
So this little shop's open.
Other than taking a more expensive taxi.
It's like these two right here. These are combis, colectivos. This is what they look like. Yeah, I know that they're not testing, at least I'm hearing that if you do get tested in Mexico, they're charging you, right?
Yeah, that's what we understand.
Yeah.
And it's like we heard something like 8,000 or 9,000 pesos.
Yeah.
450 bucks.
Yeah, like $400.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
a lot.
Of money for people here in Mexico.
Right. So that is a lot of money. You know, I mean, that's a lot of money. Sometimes that's one person's income for the month.
Right.
Oh, this mask is gonna have the best of me. So anyhow, all right, I'm gonna flip the camera around again. So Mark and I went into the Telcel, and apparently we had to pay a late fee, which I don't understand, but
Because yeah, we got the service on the 10th of last month, so we figured it run 30 days, but
right,
that's
yeah,
not the case. You have to pay your Telcel bill between like the 11th and the 29th of each month.
go figure. Nobody told us, probably because they didn't speak very good English, I don't know.
Yeah. So we had to pay the late fees of a total for 2 lines, 76 pesos, which is about
$3.
$3.50, depending on the exchange rate.
Right. So anyhow, and so then I tried to go ahead and tell her that we could pay now, and she wouldn't take it. So I'm not understanding that whole thing either, since we were there. I don't understand why they just...
You have to pay within their deadline or their time frame of paying, I guess.
I don't know. So it's all pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a learning curve for us. This was our first month with Telcel. We found T-Mobile, but they were getting ready to cut us off because we've been out of the States for too long.
Yeah, so anyhow, so I guess we'll pay our bill on the 11th and see how that goes. But the weird thing was we did a video on it, and they ended up charging us, because we had no credit established in Mexico, they ended up charging us 2 months deposit. Okay, so we're going into the bank. And the bank's closed because it is a weekend. Mark's the only one at the teller using the machine. But usually there's a lot more people that are in this facility. There's usually about, well, all the machines are usually full. There's 4 to get money out and 1 deposit. And then you usually have people sitting down here on the bench. Probably about 4 to 6 people. And then you might have a couple of people that are in line waiting. So, yeah, there's nobody here. So I think they're practicing good quarantine.
We didn't really see that many people wearing masks in town like we are. But, you know, maybe that'll get a little bit better.
I would say probably about 1 in every dozen, or a dozen and a half are wearing a mask of some sort. I feel like a mouse with this thing on my face. I know Mark looks like one, and his is sucking in right there.
So we're going to take you over to this plaza that's right next to the bank. And it is normally packed full of people too.
Yeah, so we're going to see what it's like today.
See what it's like. Well, there's a couple people there. Not many though. This is the, what you're looking at straight ahead is what they call it, the cathedral here. And it's the main cathedral from Morelia. But the park is usually packed. There's usually, you know, there's restaurants and stuff down the street.
So usually there's a lot more people in here than what you are seeing right now. There is nobody. I mean, I shouldn't say nobody, but
It's Sunday. There are typically, you know, hundreds of people out here with their families, their kids playing, running around. But not today.
yes, Mexico, you are practicing quarantine, you are practicing distancing, you are staying inside your homes, you are doing the things that are necessary. Because I know, you know, a lot of people have their doubts. And people also say that during the N1 or H1N1 that Mexico was the first one on top of it.
Which is a tough task for them, because Mexicans by nature, they like to be close, they like to be with families, they give each other hugs, stuff like that all the time. But they're really practicing not doing that right now. So that's good.
Yeah, most of them, I think, spend the majority of their time outside. So I think this is really difficult for them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's probably an especially tough adjustment for them.
But they're doing it. I mean, as I can see walking around, it's obvious that they are practicing distancing, staying in, the whole shebang. It's not quite like the zombie apocalypse now, but maybe it might get to that point. I don't know.
We're coming up on the Plaza de San Francisco, which is another busy area where people and families like to hang out.
Anyhow, so here's the park, and there is nobody here. There's a couple of taxis that are lined up on this one-way street, as you can see. But a couple of balloon vendors. But yeah, I am impressed. I am impressed, Mexico. Thank you so much for taking this quarantine serious to the extreme of only coming out for essentials, maybe walking with your family for whatever reason on the street right now, but they're keeping their distance still.
And they're avoiding crowds.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see crowds of people gathered anywhere.
Right, not like it normally is. I mean, this place, oh my goodness, we'll take a picture next time after this whole quarantine thing is over with, but yeah, this place is usually pretty packed. You got people sitting on the steps all the time. I mean, it's packed with families, balloons, kids playing with their toys, just running around, playing with each other, all that stuff, all through here. And as you can see, for a Sunday, there is nothing happening. And one other thing that I wanted to show you is right here. This is a parking lot area for downtown. I mean, not a whole lot of cars can park here, but enough. And usually they're lining up to get in. And there's nobody there. There's a few cars, but really nobody that's coming in like it's always lined up on a regular basis. Every time Mark and I pass by, there's tons of cars that are just waiting to get in until somebody leaves. I mean, look, if there's more parking, that's all empty here, as you can see. I think we mentioned in a previous video, I'm not sure, that a lot of the hotels, like in Mazatlan and other places, a lot of touristy areas, are closing down too.
A lot of them have been told to close down. Not only the tourists, but just the regular Mexicans as well.
Right. So there's a lot of them that are closing down right now too. You know, and it's tough because this is their livelihood. You know,
Yeah.
Tourists. Mexico thrives off of a lot of tourists. You know, Mexico. The thing about Mexico too is, look at the street. Nobody, nothing. One man way down there walking. But that's it. But you know, that's what they thrive off of. They thrive off of the tourists that come into Mexico. You know, and the thing here too is, like, anybody just about can be an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
They set up their little carts, sell their food from it. You know, their street food, their street tacos, what have you. But I don't even see any of them out.
No.
Which is
really strange.
Really,
You can see a lot of them.
really strange. So something else that we wanted to mention is the other day, there was a police car that was driving by playing
It was a recording.
like a recording, right? A recording. And what they were saying was basically, it's important to stay at home. You know, stay at home if you can. Only go out for essentials.
Limit your time in stores.
Yeah, limit your time. Keep your distancing. And there's also police trucks that go around recording that too. So they are driving around the streets doing that on their speakers, you know, reminding people, which I don't know if they're doing that in the United States or anywhere else. I don't think they are. I haven't heard anything. If they are and you guys know about that, let us know. Okay, because I'm curious, but I know that Mexico is definitely doing that.
Yeah. Making a decision even to go outside isn't like an easy thing anymore. You know, for us, I think we still have some hesitation about going outside. But we've done what we can. We've washed our hands. We're wearing a mask. We're maintaining social distancing. But you know, it's kind of a weird feeling. I don't know that I've ever had any apprehension about going outside until now.
Well, it's kind of like everything is so crazy right now in the world. I mean, I have friends that live in Florida, and they're all like quarantined to stay inside. I mean, it's pretty serious there with their governor, what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, this restaurant across the street is closed, and it's usually pretty busy up there with people. And this little park area is this cute little area. I mean, look at how deserted the streets are. Uh-oh, I think here's a couple making out. Tell us what you guys have been doing during this quarantine. Are you guys playing games? Are you like binging on Netflix on different series? Are you
Homeschooling your kids.
homeschooling your kids.
And feeling your teachers' pain, or their teachers' pain. How's it all going?
And are many of you going to end up in divorce court after this whole quarantine thing is over? How's that going with your spouse and your significant other?
Well, we hope not.
Yeah.
Well,
Of course we hope not. That was supposed to be funny. Okay, so here's a park that we walk to when we go to historical. And
this Bosque Park is a pretty cool place. It's got like a small museum. It's a huge park. On the other side, there's a lot of children's amusement rides and things like that. But usually there's a lot of people walking around and riding their bikes even on these dirt trails. But there's none of that even.
There's not. And another question that I have for you guys to leave your comments is, are a lot of you guys working from home? Have a lot of your work environments shut down, like restaurants? And are you guys on unemployment now? What's happening there? Do any of you have family members or friends that have been hit with this coronavirus by chance? So, and I'm sorry if that's the case, and I hope everybody stays well and healthy, of course. And has anybody been to the ER? Has anybody been to, I guess you can't go to your doctors though, can you? Because they're shut down too, so I think you have to do all that online. So let us know what's going on, okay? How things are going in the United States or wherever you're watching from. Let us know your feedback on a lot of these questions that I've asked.
If you like what we're doing, please subscribe and
Click the bell and you'll be notified every time that we put out a new video.